So you heard my scripted letter to you. I was always one for writing, but not for speaking. And when I try writing and speaking it, it just doesn't come out the same. You know this. So this one is unscripted entirely. I don't even know what I'm going to tell you. The last letter told you everything. It laid out the foundation for how your life appears right now, which is right now for me, that is in 2 years into your future, you will be a different person entirely. Like I said, I'm living life, you are living life as a woman. It is possible, and all those snuffed, stifled questions in your past about would I have enjoyed life better as a woman? Yes, the answer is yes. But because it was unavoidably yes, you've always avoided it as if you can. You avoided asking that question because it brought lots of pain about what life could have been like. And you always thought about it like maybe something will happen someday that will make me feel good about being male. And other than your running career, there's not much that testosterone does for you. If you really think about it, break it down. I mean, you're in 2017. That sounds like the present to you, but for me, 2017 sounds so 2 years ago. 2017, the year of your running career. And you just finished that 20-mile race. I know where you are in my mind now. You are high on life. You are like so excited. You have so much energy. The marathon is coming up. I'm allowed to provide spoilers here because you won't remember all this, but you do really good in that marathon. Of course, it's a struggle and you cannot prepare for it, but you finish within 1 second of your goal. That's hard to do even if a professional tried, and you did it accidentally. But then something happens after that, and that something is what I hinted at before. You'll actually break your toe, and in the most silly way, of course. I'm not going to say any more than that. It involves some stairs, and you broke your toe and you never really got back into it. I never did, and that's my bad. I want to get back into running. My dreams of joining the Masters team by the age of 40, they're still possible. I just have to put more effort into training, and it gets a little bit harder. You see, when you discover your gender identity as female, and when you want to switch from male to female hormones, you will take simple pills. Nothing scary like you think, it's pills. Like, there are more invasive procedures, but I don't think we'll need that. That's a good thing. And yeah, what happens when you remove testosterone from your body and replace it with estrogen? Well, you kind of lose stamina and strength, and that's not necessarily good for a running career, but what's stopping you from being the fastest female runner in the entire area? Well, that'll be a challenge. You know personally quite a few of them. What I'm doing here is, though, I'm putting a vision in your mind, and hopefully your heart, something that you'll cling on to. Because as you go through this next season of life, you're going to go through a lot of hardship. And it will do some very difficult to repair damage. You'll break down on every level. When you got your autism diagnosis last year, you remember that fear of burnout. When you read about burnout, you know the article, Autistic Burnout, the Art of Coping and Passing? I don't know if you read that yet or not, but you'll go through this burnout, and you dread it, you fear it, you're like, I hope I never go through that, and it's just as bad as it sounds. You lose basic living abilities. You lose your passions, your motivations, you kind of rot away and almost become homeless a few times if it weren't for literal miracles. And that sounds scary, but good news is you're not going to remember this, and what you get to keep hold on is this vision of you overcoming what you do and embracing who you are and expressing aspects of your personality that you haven't even touched in 20 years. That's right. That childlike sense of wonder, that is yours for the taking. And that will be the worthy prize for the hell that you'll have to go through. Don't beat yourself up so much about the alcohol. You've had it for as long as you can remember, right? And it's never been at unhealthy levels until maybe recently you took your "We'll Run for Beer" campaign a little bit too far, or your beer mile that you practice chugging those Bud Light, not Bud Lights, those Budweisers. Oh my gosh, yeah, don't get into that. Don't get into that. Like, don't beat yourself up for your drinking. Just don't let it get to the next level. Which is a moot thing to say because your future is a guaranteed reality. This is changing nothing. This allows us, the system allows us to talk to each other and then forget everything. So we could relay important information as we've done many times before and not remember. We just remember the knowing, as I said in my letter to you, that knowing, capital K, because that is something familiar to us at all ages. Yes, even when we were a kid, we did this, and it turns out it works, and it's more spiritual than scientific. So there's no attempts going to explain this. I just know that you are going to get this letter, and you will send one to a younger you as well, perhaps to tell him, don't start drinking or don't stop cross-dressing, because that cross-dressing was your biggest clue, right? It's the biggest clue. And not everyone has clues in their lives to discover that they are what is known as transgender, a term you've only heard loosely once in a while. You don't even know what it is. Well, I'm telling you right now, transgender is you, or more so, female is you. But, you know, like, life is gonna throw you some shit, and you're gonna make some wrong decisions and get into hard alcohol, and it's gonna take over your life for a while, and it might even be the cause of you losing your job. Yeah. You thought that could never happen, right? You're about 5 years into it? Yeah. I tell you these things because it brings hope. And you knowing this in your heart, but not your head, will allow you to live better. And perhaps this letter is what saves your life when you go too far into alcohol. We don't know. All I know is it came from somewhere not here, because I should have been dead. You should have been dead. Or not. We're given a second chance, which is actually like a third or fourth chance, because we've almost died a lot in our life. In our singular life, we've almost died a lot. It just goes to show, like, this path of champions is wrought with many obstacles and thorns in our path, and we indeed get them in our foot. And we have coping mechanisms to numb the pain of those thorns, like alcohol, right? But those only cause further pain, further neglect. And I don't want to see you go down that path. Even though it's unavoidable, I just don't want to see you go through that again. For the first time, that is, for you. Keep dreaming. Keep writing. Keep loving others. Keep a smile on your face. Trust me, this smile will be your anchor. Remember these words. Remember them in your heart. Love, joy, peace, faith, wisdom, gratitude, and love. Remember those words. Those will be your anchor, your foundation for everything that you're going to do in this life, which is going to be amazing. Yes, even recording videos like this one. And there are people watching this, and I won't explain that now, but you have a small following of people who watch what you do. And just know that you are worth listening to, Jason. Like, what you have to say, people listen, and the things you have to say are good. I've read your writings. Like, you are an amazing author, and you're an amazing speaker, even though you're deathly afraid of cameras now. Well, it gets easier, and your thoughts form into spoken word quite easily too. You don't always have to read off a pre-written letter. That letter was shit anyways. What I really want to say is said in this video. You are an amazing person, and there are no other people like you in the world. And you're going to get even more amazing as you discover yourself. You've been hiding from your identity for so long because you're afraid of what you might find. That the life-filled little boy who used to be full of smiles and laughter, that little boy who knew nothing of depression but knew everything of anxiety, yeah, that child with so much life is in you still. And that is the good news, that for both of us, little Jason comes back and he's redeemed as he becomes Jaina, because Jaina is linked to everything in our lives that makes us whole and unique and expressive and loving. Turns out we were born as Jaina with male body parts, and we played the role as Jason in our entire life. Always feeling out of place, but never questioning authority. Never asking if there's something we could do about it, because we just did not know. We had enough to think about with coping and passing as someone who struggles with autism, as you just learned. Like, life is hard, and you think that there's no more plot twists in life or nothing could get better. But yes, everything can change, and it's not something external. It's not winning the lottery like that. It's inside. It's finding your voice and screaming it and actually enjoying the sounds of that voice's echo, knowing that your words are strong. And you might think your voice is nasally, but you know what? You have the best damn nasally voice in the world, okay? So just grab a hold of that. And don't try to be something you're not. If there's one thing I'd want you to remember, something innocent, ask for a vacation. You are overworked. You are already far into burnout. That's why you're running, to get your mind off of it, and that works, but you need something more. You need a vacation. Like, go somewhere where you can, like a coastal town where you can run along the beach or something with Jennifer, and she loves the ocean, so that should be easy. Like, find the money and make it happen, because that's what you need. You need a break from the monotonous existence, the toil, all the tragedy that you've endured one after another, especially with your cousin Chelsea passing. But don't worry, her spirit lives on. She revealed herself to me to tell you, stay strong, you are strong. That her strength lives on in you. Her heart lives on in your heart. And that's the beauty, and that is the greatest mystery, as I've found. That our hearts are live on in those of others, whether still alive or long gone. Our story, our legacy is through our heart. It's through our message, our way of living, our story. That's what lasts forever, not empires, not fortunes, not a massive real estate property, but our heart. That's what lives on. And as you'll discover, you have a pretty amazing heart, but it's not heard. What use is a beautiful heart if it's hiding away, avoiding social contact, immersing yourself in video games where people are just jerks and they'll say nasty things to you? Your heart lives on in your writing, in your legacy of your running, your career, which there may there might be one or two races still to win this year for you. You've already done that half marathon in Davis in 95-degree heat. Holy crap. Yeah. You're capable of so much, but at times you need reminding, and that's why I'm here reminding you. Stay strong, express your heart, love others, find things about yourself to love. You're already starting to do that. I mean, the only reason I'm here right now is because you. So you've already done the work. I'm just giving you a little bit more encouragement to keep on going. You might forget these words, but you're going to remember the heart of what I'm saying. Cuz you're hurting. You're dying. You've lost your life a long time ago when you gave it up to complacency. You don't think you're complacent. You are. Like, you're as good as dead. You're a hair away from dying in 2 years, less than 2 years. Just don't hold yourself back. That's what I'm telling you. Like, there's so much you can do if you just go. Do it. You're analytical. You figure things out. That's great. That's a massive strength. But in this instance, it's your drawback, and it could be your death. Like, you haven't lived yet. Everything up until now has been playing the music by the sheet, baking the feast by the recipe. You know you hate those things. Well, that's how you're living life, and you need to step out of your comfort zone. Put a fucking smile on your face. Go out into the world and make life happen, because it happens in instants. It doesn't happen by reciting enough times to where you could have it memorized. No. It happens by literally opening your mouth and letting your words come out, which is what I'm doing right now to you. Don't be a pitiful pile of shit, Jason. Because when I embraced Jaina, you know her, you know that name. When I embraced Jaina, I did leave Jason, parts of Jason left to die. And there are parts of you I just don't have anymore. Because it was added weight. It was misery wanting company. And in that I found newness, which is really my voice. Your voice. It's there. Like, you could step on it right now. It might be difficult because you don't have the life experiences that I do, but it's there. And don't give up hope with that. And I just want to ask you, like, keep making your life better. Like, keep making good decisions. Like, you became vegan, stick with it. Stick with that. And incorporate salads into your diet. Take your brain pills. Like, I stopped doing that, and now I regret it. And yeah, smile. I have to go now, and you're gonna forget these words, but I hope that you've gotten this in your heart, because you're gonna need it. Shit's about to hit the fan, and you're on cleaning duty. So just know, I'm proud of you, Jason. You're a role model to me, because you've got me here. You survived, and now you're thriving, or at least learning how to thrive. I have to say farewell. Bye. And to anyone else who happens to see this crazy video, you've just taken a peek into how my mind operates and how I interact with myself, both past and present. And yes, I have done this my entire life. This is just the first time I've gotten it on video. I have this intimate, almost romantic relationship with myself at each age, and I don't really consider Jason a dead name, because Jason is in me, and I think of it more like Jason romanced Jaina, but Jaina was this ungettable girl. But Jason wanted her, and he couldn't have Jaina, so what he did was put his heart on the woman who reminded him of Jaina. And thus he had this series of girlfriends who have attributes that added up equal a look-alike version of me, because I was chasing self-identity. I was chasing gender expression, yes, but also who I am. Because who I am has a feminine expression naturally, not because my hormones, but because I am me. And it just so happens me is 100% woman. Could have been masculine, either way, like, I am me, and I love who I am, and I love who I was, and I'm always growing. And so if you're watching this, just write a letter to yourself, or record a letter to yourself. Don't feel weird about it. Like, talking to yourself is healthy, and it keeps you sharp, and you might find yourself having long conversations with yourself, whether one side of the conversation or both sides. Like, normally in doing that, I would be responding as Jason too, but that gets complex. Just talk to yourself. You will find so much inside that you didn't know was there, and it is awesome. Alright, random internet strangers, I'm gonna upload this, and I'm gonna close my eyes and turn away, because people might think this is wild, and I'm gonna have to agree with them. It is very wild, strange, crazy, wacky. That is me. That is Jaina. Welcome to my blog. If you haven't known, I am a bit whimsical and expressive, and I have very weird ways of interacting with the threads of time and the fibers of life. I wish you a wonderful... I don't know is this like a mummy's bow? Is that a mummy's bow? I wish you a wonderful evening, morning, night, whatever. You are awesome. Be crazy, be strange, be wild. And don't hide that from the world, because it needs you.